Good evening, everybody. It's me, Lynn Rene MacDonald, for Live Talk Forum here on Facebook tonight. We are live coming to you from the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. Thank you all for joining us and for your support here tonight and for your support, keeping our shop and center going. We're super blessed, and what we do is we're here to help people, and especially in these times when there's not a lot of God's honest truth going on in the world. So we've been guided by higher knowing, as you know, to do these shows every Sunday night at 7:15. I'm just going to do a little saging. We have our live audience here. You can come here every Sunday night, either in person, you can call in by phone, or you can also join us here on Facebook. I'm just doing some saging. It has been a hell of a week. It's been so crazy, really. I'm sure all of us are going through this. For many of you who don't know, there's a whole bunch of transits in the stars, all right, which are the catalysts for all that is God. And what is happening is very much so a lot of chaos in the world, because these are the things that create chaos or create the change, transformation in our lives, both in Earth world and in our personal lives. So I'm just getting my soul set up here. I got my sage, we got our notepad, I got my tea, right? I have my people who are in person. I got you guys coming on now. So thank you all for joining us, okay? But I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about what's happening in the stars, just so you all know, and you can all look it up in the stars. What does this mean, right? So everybody is confused about what's happening in the world today. A lot of people are. They don't know. They have ideas. They feel in their heart what the truth is, but there is so much false information, and then there's so much truth, and it's very disillusioning. So one of the greatest things that we all can do, right, not just by tuning in here to get assistance from love in the purest form, Christ energy, right? That's what I do, and that's what I teach, and that's what my soul came in here to do, and it's to help and assist everybody to learn the God's honest truth of everything in alignment with the purest form of love, because this is what the world is going to, and this is what is part of and is really the story of what is coming for the Earth world, okay? So that said, one of the things that I do and have always done was tap into my soul through astrology, all right? Because astrology is really the highest formula of God, and there's many different formulas, okay? God, it's the highest formula of God connection that connects metaphysical Earth world with Saturn's Earth world metaphysical rules, or Earth world law of universe versus metaphysical law of universe, right? And again, Saturn is within all that is God or love, okay? So the stars and astrology are the connection to all of this. The stars is the galactic center, which is all that is God, and it is in the sign of Sagittarius, okay, in your natal chart. You can find it, I believe it's at 26 or 20, I believe it's at 26 degrees. But without getting too technical, I'm just going to give you a rundown so that you guys can take a look at why what's happening in the world is happening, and get it from a different source. Besides through me. Of course, your soul will lead you to everything you need. That's all part of what's going on in the world, right? Your soul always guides you. It's ask and you shall receive. So, but I wanted to explain to you and give you a different avenue that you, everybody, whatever level of love energy that you are at, or God, or vibration that you're at in the world, and on your spiritual journey, right? I want to give you some aspects to look up, and I've talked about them on my Facebook page and on my other social media and stuff, right? But a lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about. So if you get a pen and a notebook, I can explain all of this very simply and short to get you guys, to give you some tools so you can research what is happening in the world on a grand scale, why there is loss of freedoms, why there's totalitarianism, why there's conspiracy theories, why the COVID shot, why the pandemic, right? Because everything is in all that is God, and the answers are always there. And astrology bridges Earth world with everything metaphysical. This is what all part of what I do and teach. This is everything God, everything love, everything universe. It is the galactic center. This is where we all get our information from in some way, shape, or form. The more we do what I teach basically is work with love, work with God, consciously and subconsciously as much as possible, the higher you vibrate, the more access to information you have because you don't block yourself, as well as your personal soul mission and what you've come to do here or whatever vibration that you are at, all right, is all intertwined with the galactic center of all that is God, right? So what I wanted to tell you about, why I wanted to tell you about this is because it is important for us to be able to connect in different ways to source energy that is love and get the truth, the God's honest truth, solidly in earth world, like in written writing, right? So that's what astrology is. There's an astrology chart, but you don't even have to really look into your chart for what I'm going to share with you tonight, all right? And this is for everybody, right? So I'm going to give you some placements and things that you should really look up because it's going to help you to understand. And don't just read one thing. Just like you do your due diligence, read a lot. Ask God, ask love, where to lead you, where the answers are, why what's happening in the world is happening, what's going on behind the scenes, because all the answers, everything that I talk about and teach here is really in your own personal chart, as well as it is all that is God in the stars and in the collective, which is out here in the world, the collective energy, right? All right, so astrology is the answer, the formula for all of this, and if you ask, you shall receive, and it's super interconnected. It's a giant puzzle, all right, really. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating. When I get in this space, I'm like a little kid, because it's so amazing. And if you are an air sign, right, you'll really connect because most air signs, and it doesn't mean that you have to be just an air sign, you can be influenced, right? Meaning you can have a lot of aspects in your chart to want to learn about this. But air signs are particularly known as the intellectuals of the zodiac. So in order for me to get off on shit, it's got to speak to my head or my wisdom space in my heart, which is analyzed through my head, and they work together, or my mind, right? Okay, so everybody knows, right? And can understand this, okay? So being an intellectual, right? I'm a Libra Scorpio. Scorpios get to in my sun sign, so this washes over everything that I am, okay? Everything that I am in my soul, excuse me, in my OG chart, everything all works together. So ultimately, and that's a balance, because Libra is all about balance, right? And Scorpio is about getting to the bottom of the truth, the God's honest truth, right? Everybody understand that? Okay. So that said, if you're an intellectual, you may just take off. If it's meant to be, this is your journey, but it's for everybody, right? So I'm going to give you I'm probably going to say about 5 different aspects right now to look up into the future. It's kind of like getting homework, right? For stuff they don't really teach you in Earth World, but it's going to give you the answers, and you're going to understand because you're going to see why the pandemic is here, right? You're going to see all about it. You're going to see what's going to happen into the future, right? You're going to see why there's so many challenges, why the economy has a potential for collapsing, right? Why all these things are happening and are coming. They're in the stars. All of this that is happening out here, you will see proof in written word once I give you these aspects and you go and research it. But don't just listen to one astrologer, just like you don't just work with one spiritual person like me, right? You follow your heart, get guided by your soul, and whoever is your person or your people is who you work with at whatever level of God or vibration that you are at. Everybody understand that? Yeah. Okay, great. So here's some aspects, and I'm going to say them exactly in the words that they need to be said so that you can look them right up, okay? So these are all transits. So write the word transits down, right? But there is also lots of learning to be across the board in these aspects as well in your personal astrology chart, as well as in the collective and what is really going on. Hey, thanks for coming. Come on in. Have a seat. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these aspects here, the 5 ones that I'm here to tell you, and please write them exactly so that you make sure you get the right ones, but don't go with just one person, go with 5. All right, for many multiple reasons. 3 is the active number of God, 4 is the number of completion, and 5 is active God in Earth's world, okay? So, I'm going to give you anywhere from 3 to 5 placements to start out with, so you can understand what and get to the bottom of the truth is, not just by what I say. People be like, oh, Lynn's full of shit, or she doesn't know what they're talking about, because we're all subject to our beliefs. What it is that we believe is what our reality is, right? Yeah. So take a look. I'm going to give you these things here, these aspects. So here we go. The first one is Pluto. And this is a transit again, right? So if you got a pen and paper, I'll give you a minute to get a pen and paper for those of you who don't have it, all right? And you can write it down or you can type it in your phone, all right? Whatever works for you. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. And I'm going to give you these transits to look up, because they're going to validate everything that I tell you here on my channel if you want to go and explore this avenue. It's fantastic because you get it from a different source, right? But when you go to, reason I say do 5 was because numerology, you want to be clear, you want to get to the God's honest truth as much as possible in this moment. But you don't want to go with just one person, right? Everybody has their own belief system and a vibration of God. Just like when you go to different psychics or healers or spiritual people, you feel in your heart who is the best one for you and who and what you connect with, right? Yeah. All right. And that's for all of us, right? So this is why I tell you, don't just listen to one astrologer. One astrologer will change or take the astrology and tell you all this stuff, right? And maybe they'll be supporting things that you don't support. And another one will take it and twist it around. So it's up to you to feel it in your heart. But ultimately, you're going to see all the answers right there in the written, basically in the written word, right? So that you can help you make the best assessments from love. And when you don't know what the God's honest truth is, what do? Ask. Thanks God for the God's honest truth. And this is for everybody, no matter who you are. Everything that I teach here is highest knowing. It's the Christ formula from love. It is not about religion. It is about love. Christ was a love energy prophet. This is what the new world is about. It's about love, right? This is what I teach. Look up Christ consciousness. It is not about religion. It is about a world movement, a consciousness, highest form of God, highest form of love, right? That is here in earth world dimension to change the world. So this said, all right, to the best space of love, right? And this, again, is going to happen over time. So when you look up these placements in the stars, and I hope you got your paper and pen together, this way you can look it up, and then you can call me back next week and ask me questions about this as well, and we'll get to the bottom of it if you want to share. But universe has guided me to tell you guys these things, what we're talking about, all of this, because it is important for you and for all of us to really get it, right? And it also opens the doorways for those of you who are interested in about the astrology and the things that I teach here, right? Or high-end love energy, God, universe, all of that comes together in the different formulas, and whichever one you feel in your heart is the right one for you. So if you don't feel this, then you don't fucking do it. You feel in your heart, you feel it, you do it, right? All right, so from love, but it has to be a positive, healthy thing as much as possible. That's what we always want to be, in the best place of love, right? For all of us. Okay, that said, here are the placements. Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto in Aquarius. Again, so you would Google transit Pluto in Aquarius, transit Pluto in Capricorn, right? You're going to also Google this Christmas star from last year, because the universe tells me that energy is also still present in all the stars, all right? So the Christmas star is, I believe it's Saturn in Aquarius, is it not? Is that what the Christmas star was when you saw the planet in the sky? I think it was. I think it was Saturn in Aquarius.
Jupiter, I thought.
Or was it Jupiter? Was it Jupiter?
I think it was Jupiter and Saturn.
Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius?
I think so, conjunct, because wasn't it about like getting rewarded for hard work? Like, I feel like that's kind of what it was about.
Let me just clear it out. Let me just ask the universe. Okay, so it's, look up Saturn in Aquarius, look up Jupiter in Aquarius, Jupiter and in Saturn, okay? Also look up, all right, because these are all placements that are coming in. Look up these transits. Because I know last year, look up the Christmas star. That's the best way to get to it, because they did have, Jupiter has been in Capricorn. So look up that. Look up, what else is it? Thanks God. Saturn in, I believe Saturn is in Aquarius as well. Let me just see. So look up these because it's the Christmas star, but that's how you're going to know it's the right one. But you can look up all these placements because if they're coming out of me, they're for all of us for this whole entire piece that we're doing here. So you can get to the bottom of the truth. Okay. Look up all these transits and look up all of these things in you, in reference to you. Okay, so what does that mean? Look it up in your natal as well. So transit Pluto in Capricorn, transit Pluto in Aquarius, transit Saturn in Aquarius, Jupiter in Aquarius, right? And look for Christmas star, right? Google that, as well as Uranus in Taurus. That has so much to do. Taurus is your normal second house, has so much to do with the financial market. So there's a lot to really look at. And thank you guys for your help. But everything that comes in, with universe, when we do these shows, right, is totally designed to help and assist you. And it's going to take you to these avenues of learning that we all need to go to. Okay. So you can understand all of this. Also, South Node in Sagittarius. It's about your karma for the last 20 years, 18 to 20 years. Karmic return. It's about infections. It's about lots of past life karma and past life stuff being released from our souls. So these are all things that behooves us to look into because it's going to explain and guide you into what's coming. Again, you feel what's the God's honest truth, but it's right there to help everybody have a different avenue to start learning and looking into other things to get to the answers that are truth of God. Okay, so this is why I'm sharing this with you so everybody knows. And that said, does anybody have any questions about all this? Did you Google Christmas star for me by any chance?
I did not.
You're busy on something?
Yes.
Could one of you guys Google the Christmas star and we'll get you the Christmas star because that was last December. If you remember, they were talking about it. It was right around Christmas time. It's really fucking cool. Really amazing stuff. All right. So those are really good transits to look into. We also have Neptune in Pisces as well. That's about disillusionment. Why you can't even like fucking talk to people without them being like disillusioned in some way, shape, or form. Hold on a minute. I think I need a tissue. All right. So, all right. I'm going to just put this over here. Okay. So this is really going to help you all get a different kind and a better understanding that, because a lot of people think that spiritual stuff is like foo-foo stuff and it isn't truth of God and they don't understand it. Astrology will give you a different sound understanding in earth world of everything metaphysical. You see? All right. So did somebody look that up yet, that placement?
We're on it.
Okay. They're working on it. As soon as they let me know, I'll let you guys know.
Jupiter and Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Jupiter and Saturn.
Jupiter and Saturn. So it's Jupiter and Saturn. But also look up where Saturn is in the transit. It might be Saturn in Aquarius. It might be that. Oh. Okay. So, all right. So we just wanted to get to that. So you guys got all these cool placements for tonight. And I just want to say, bring your questions for next week. You can look up a lot of these placements. Thanks God for clearing all this out of me. All energy that is toxic, blocking us, unwell, in any way, shape, or form, clear it all out. Thanks for clearing out my runny nose. Allergy season. Clear out those allergies, right? Oh, okay. So, that said, bring your questions next week. Do a little bit of homework. You don't have to do all of them. You don't have to do any of them. Feel in your heart what is best for you. Okay. Anybody here have any questions about it all? No? All right. So anybody have any questions for today? And if not, we'll talk more about all this cool astrology stuff as we go on. If you do have questions, please ask. Are there any questions yet?
Yes, and Teresa and Harmony both say hello.
Hi, Teresa. Hi, Harmony. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, everybody here for coming. All right. And go ahead.
Okay. Jackie Hankey is asking, her aunt just passed away yesterday morning at 94 years old, and she's wondering if her aunt is with her mother.
Your aunt, I feel like your mother, hi, Jackie. Thanks for joining us. I do feel like your mother came in to escort your aunt, all right? in her transitioning, but your aunt is still transitioning, or it's her aunt, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So her aunt is still transitioning. So she is around her, but there's a whole process that she's going through. It usually takes 3 to 4 days. Sometimes it takes even longer. But yes, your mother is definitely around her. One of the reasons this happens is because, meaning this, our family members and the people that we love, sometimes it's our direct family members, it's our friends, it's our soul family, it's ancestors, it's so many different angels and our guides, so many different beings that help and assist us when we cross over into different dimensions, right? So the reason this happens is for what? For comfort, right? Because nobody likes to really, in Earth world, there's a massive fear that most people or many people have of being alone. You know what I mean? The fear of being alone. Oh my God, what's happening to me? And that's part of the transition in Earth world. And by having people around you and angels and guides, right? And your deities, right? Such as Christ, or Buddha or Allah or whatever it is that you connect with. It could be Kali Ma. So it's multiple. This happens to make the transition easier for everybody, right? Because it's always more comforting when you're sick, we call out for a mom, we call out for our family members, right? Because we want comforting, right? It's nurturing. So this helps with the transition, and this is why this happens, really. It's part of the grand design of God or love to where we all really, from a space of love, of course, help and assist each other. And it's the people that we know in this lifetime that usually are very, very prominent, the people that we know in this lifetime, and our guides as well as our angels, and then of course our ancestors, but the people that we connect with. But everybody's there, but the people in this lifetime are usually first and foremost who have crossed over before to help ease that transition from earthworld dimension to metaphysical. So there's like a whole different bunches depending on what the soul needs and what they call in. Okay, hope that helps you, Jack. Oh, by the way, how is that new puppy? Let me know. All right, so who's next, right?
Harmony wrote in that she's moving out soon and is wondering if she will find a house to rent soon.
All right. Did we talk about this already?
I feel like we might have.
All right. So, all right, God, whatever energy is this, let's get to the God's honest truth. What's going on with Harmony? She's moving out soon. And she wants to know if she's going to find a house to rent.
Yes.
Yes, you will. But now more than ever, it's important to start creating what we want to happen. Okay. So here's how it's going to work for you, Harmony, and for all of us better and better across the board. Ask and you shall receive. So think about this. What kind of house do you want? What kind? Do you want a house that's an apartment? Do you want to own one, or do you want to own one down the line? Do you want 2 bedrooms? Do you want a fireplace? Do you want a rug? Do you want state-of-the-art appliances? Anything and everything. What color do you want the walls? Do you want a glass ceiling, right? So you create it. Create it. Clear your blocks to it. The faster you do this and the more you start doing this in your life across the board, the more things are going to be created instantaneously or as quickly as possible for you. Clear your blocks. Ask God for these things, whatever it is that you want. Get your notepad out, your notepad, pink, self-love notepad, right? Get your pen out, pen, right? Write a list of everything that you would love to live in, including, a price that is best for you. And if you don't know what that is, ask love, ask universe for the best price for you, right? Meaning the best rent, the best price, the best of everything you need, and create it. And then clear your blocks. All right. And then ask love that you are happy no matter what happens and no matter what kind of house they bring. And they're going to bring you something even better than you could have ever imagined or that you wrote on your trusty notepad and ask universe for. Right. So how do you do that? Ask love for these things. Thanks, love, for this for me. Thanks, love, or God, for this for me. Thanks, universe. Thanks, angels, for this for me, right? You ask, like already thanking them for this for me, right? And then you put it out there. Ask love to clear all blocks that stop that from happening, and that you're happy no matter what. I'm giving you a very simplified version of this so everybody can get this, because the sooner you guys do this, the sooner you're going to be like fucking coming here every week and be like, holy shit, Lynn, your stuff works like nothing else, right? Because it's not my shit. It's the highest form of love. It's the purest form of love. The easiest, quickest way to get in alignment with love energy and God and live your greatest life is just by working with that energy, right? It's not religion. It's all about love. Love wants everything you want, your dreams, your happiness, from the purest place of love. Ask and you shall receive. So that's how you do it, right? Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you will have this house. I feel like you'll have it as quickly in 2 to 3 months. If you do that, it feels like a nice home. I feel like there's two options here. You could do an apartment, like a condo unit place. Don't get involved with any high-end condo unit rental fees, because that's a bitch. So ask love to be free of that. Ask love to be free of community dues. All right, because one of the issues that's happening in the world is everybody's trying to screw people over, because we're oozing our toxic out of our souls. Like I accidentally today blurted out something that was absolutely rude as fuck at my lunchtime to my sister, right? And it's really fucking funny. And then my Dr. Steve was having lunch with us, and he's like, I'm glad that you say those things, Lynn. I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed, right? But the truth is, we're all people, and this is happening to all of us. We're all oozing out our toxics, right? So I made like a rude comment, and I told my sister that, why are you eating so much when you're fat, or something like that? And I was like, oh my God, and then as soon as I said it, I was like, holy shit, how rude of me, right? It's fucking funny, but it's really not. So I just took the energy and cleared it out, right? Because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to call somebody fat. I'm like, and what the fuck, right? But the truth is, the reason that happened is because it's being called out of me. So you're going to find people saying stupid shit or unwell stuff and crazy stuff. Just like, I got a vision on the way here, and it was like a rough vision of me, like spitting up blood. And I was like, what the fuck, right? So this is just like weird stuff that your soul is releasing. So you'll get weird images, stuff will come out of your mouth. But this is also why people are saying the rough shit that they're saying and doing the things that they're doing, because the stars are culling all of this stuff out of us that has been buried in our physical bodies, in our souls, in our emotional right now. And this is like kind of like the massive push. Of course, this is all part of your journey, but this is the heaviest, deepest, darkest stuff. This is everything to do with Sagittarius, a South Node in Sagittarius, and 12th house stuff, right? Because we're culling, and also the 6th house, all right, has everything to do with the 6th house, your north and south nodes, all right, and wherever they are, they should be in Gemini and Sagittarius in astrology, right? So this is what's happening to us. It's crazy. I was like super like fucked up. I was like, shit, I couldn't even believe I said that, and I instantly apologized, and then I cleared it all out, but it's like weird thoughts, weird actions, weird words coming out of your mouth. So when this happens, ask love to clear it, ask love to change it, ask love for the best way to be in place of this from love, right? And so that's how you do it. So we are all being called to raise to the higher vibrations, so we can sustain here on the universe what's coming, all right? Truly value ourselves and each other, and get our shit, our blocks, which would be this nonsense of toxic energy, really. Those thoughts that, like what I said to my sister, is a toxic energy thing, right? The visions that I get sometimes are toxic, right? And that have been coming out of me lately. And I understand through the astrology, but I always understand first and foremost in my God connection, because I'm always talking to God, right? So if you don't understand astrology, that's okay. All you really need is to understand love by working with it. Thanks, love, for this for me. Always talk to God, always talk to love, always talk to universe. This is always where you're going to live your best life. All right, the more you work with love, and it can be in your own special way. However, the more you do it like us, we got this tailored to a T. That's why it's called the Christ formula, right? Because it works like nothing else, like nothing else. You feel in your heart, you work with love, right? Ask and you shall receive, okay? Okay, that said, we're going to move on, but I wanted to explain that too, so I'm glad we talked about it. I hope I didn't embarrass anybody.
No, I'm good.
We're good now? Well, we cleared it all out. That's why. So when my sister wants to hate me because I said that, we clear it out, right? So, and I clear out the part of me, the energy in me that is that consciousness or is that energy in me from love. And I put the best way to be in place of that in my soul and in all I am. Thank you, God, for that for me from love. Okay? So everybody understands how that's done? Pretty cool shit, right? And this will help you understand why you're like thinking about crazy shit, but also the energy from everybody else you are picking up on. Really creep energy is going on out here. Toxic energy. Every day you wake up and you're in a different mood, a variation of well, and then suddenly you're not well, then suddenly you're depressed, then suddenly you're having a rough time. And all of us are going through this because this is releasing energetic patterns in us, in our souls, and on the planet, because the planet cannot raise to the vibrations it needs to, and for all of us to step in the amazing gifts and the new world in what's coming, right, without doing this work. So quite honestly, the best 3 words for this is, and most of you won't like this, is a bitch cunt whore. Really, it's rough stuff, right? So thanks God for us being free of it being rough, but we have all the power to change it. Thanks for us just releasing it all now, please, from love. And the best way to do and go through anything and everything from love, and that no matter what happens, we're truly what? Happy. Okay, Gad, what's my next question?
Teresa Courtney Lloyd is writing in that her daughter has a question for you, and she was asking if things will work out with her new guy. So Teresa's daughter is asking the question.
Okay, what's Teresa's daughter's name? Teresa, what's your daughter's name?
I'll let you know when she writes it in.
The energy feels rocky. So when you ask me if they're going to work it out, I get a big fat no on this, right? However, ultimately with free will, they could both, a million things can happen, right? However, what I'm picking up is a no. There's going to be lots of challenges here. The road is rocky, and there's work to do on their souls because they're based in an earth world relationship from love, which is one of more like an ownership or earth world way, right? When we love each other in the healthiest way, we don't have to be married. We understand that there is an honoring, a respect, and integrity from love in the purest form, which is different from earth world. So anytime we have earth world belief systems, there's challenges there, okay? So, and this is with the new world and everything they got on their plates, it's going to be very challenging. Now, it doesn't mean that it couldn't happen, but right now it's only 23 to 27, 28% that it will work out. It feels like the next 2 to 3 months are really going to tell the story of where this is going. However, I know lots of people who have lived in earth world, but I'm just telling you the propensity, because everything is super changing, and your daughter can say to me, oh, fuck her, I know it's going to work, and then she can hang on to it for the next 50 years and be miserable. You see what I'm saying? It's totally up to her with free will. Or both of them can get universe and talk to God all the time and create their greatest relationship. You know what the odds are of that? Like 2%. Right? And that's not just for them. That's for this whole fucking earth world, right? So just so you know, it's a challenge, all right, across the board, right? Because think about this. How many people, you guys are all my spiritual people, right? How many spiritual people do you know are like us, right? And then how many people in the world are like us, right? You're out there every day, right? It's crazy shit. So my job is to tell you the God's honest truth. Nothing is bad. This is part of their journey and their connection. And if you have more questions, you are more than welcome to ask me about them, as well as if it gets more personal and your daughter wants to talk to me. All the tools that I teach here are how they can make it work, right? But just like anything, like Einstein says, you can't expect something positive and things to work out doing the same shit over and over. And that's for all of us. So really, this is about change from love, working with love, and that's all that's happening on the planet. And these waves are coming in, and they're culling the energy out of us, all designed by our souls. But we all signed on for this, right? Because this is part of the grand design of the changing in the planet, of the planet. Okay? All right, go ahead. Who else do we got?
I actually have Nikki on the phone call in, and she has a question.
Oh, Nick. Hi, Nick. Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. So my question is, okay, say hi real quick.
Ask me. Hi, Evie. Can everybody hear Nikki? Is this turned up all the way, Ray? Do you know?
It is turned up.
Okay.
I can hold it up.
All right, we're going to
Can
see.
you talk louder?
Okay, thanks, Ray. Yeah, if you guys can speak up so everybody can hear you. I got Nikki calling in right now. Her and her daughter Evie have a question. So go ahead, Nick.
So I've been having dreams of someone close to me, like I'm at their funeral. And I'm wondering if it's because there's something going on or if it's my fears coming out.
Okay, and that's a really good question because it's a little bit of both. All right. So certain energies trigger other energies. It's part of the grand design. So when I see some toxic in somebody else, I have to say, whoa, whoa. Instead of blaming it on them, I say, whoa, wait a minute. Why am I seeing that in them? Where is their stuff in me, right? So it's about energy. So this is part of it. It's also part of the collective. It's part of the grand design. There's so many things that are going on here that are part of this. You can put it down, Ray. Thank you. I'm sure your arm is like, oh, whoa. All right. Thank you. So what comes in, interesting enough, is I'm picking up that this is a premonition dream, and this isn't designed to scare you. Again, this is really rough times in the world. Not only did we just talk about the culling, but this is the doorway for me to talk about some more stuff in reference to this, and this is all about Uranus. Uranus is a fucking bear, and you put that together with the South Node and everything else that's going on. Uranus is about electrical explosions, things happening out of the blue, right? Out of the blue, all right? So the planet Uranus brings you in Taurus, in Earth world, Taurus Earth world, not just the financial market stuff, but as well as Aquarius, right? Jupiter in Aquarius, right? That's going to bring you big stuff, right? That's going to bring you big stuff across the board because Jupiter is about big, right? Big, big, big. Both big, well, usually, but many times big, it's always well, really, regardless of our beliefs about what we think about happens and being a person and trauma and stuff. For the most part, Jupiter is a benefic planet, right? There's two different kinds of planets, really, benefic and malefic, right? So there's certain planets that are malefic, meaning like toxic, so to speak, and benefic, meaning a beneficial, okay? So this is happening, okay? This is happening across the board. Jupiter is big. It's working with all the other placements. Like Pluto is about transformation. So these dreams that you're having have everything to do with Neptune and Pisces and everything that's going on. It's your soul with God, universe, giving you a heads up of what is coming, okay? So there's massive transformation for all of us, right? To give you an idea, this last week for me, and remember, all because it's happening for me doesn't mean it's going to happen exactly in the same way it happens for you, right? It depends on what we ask God for, who we ask to be, what we ask to do with our lives, all right? Everything is interconnected, right? Across the board in astrology and in all that is God. So that said, it's interesting because when I get in your soul's energy, Nick, the premonition part, all right, thanks God for the best words for this, God's honest truth. The premonition part is that there is going to be these Uranus things happening for you as there is for me, and I'll explain to you what happened to me in a moment from this past week. A lot of you who know me and come to my classes and talk to me on a daily basis already will probably know. So it's been quite a harrowing week. I almost lost my daughter this week and one of my dogs, right? So, and then the ceiling is leaking profoundly in one of my spaces, but that's nothing compared to losing people, right? Because what we're being guided to and learning in our hearts and reminded of how important and what we value in this life from our hearts. And it's the people that we love. It's the people that are important, right? So this really made me feel, and the things, all right, meaning like pets. What is it that you love? What do you value? What is worthy to you? What are you grateful for? So this is all part of the grand design. So this is a premonition to you, for you, Nikki. And this is universe with your soul telling you, get a notebook and write it down, write the date so that you can always come back to it. Because this is part of your gifts. And this is also about your future, for your future writing, your future career, really, your future spiritual career, one of them. So what it's telling me is there was nobody in particular here, I don't feel like, but there's various people in your life who you love that can cross over. And this is what this is. So there's a propensity for their soul to say yes, but it's so versatile and it's so changing every moment, right? But your soul is here giving you a heads up, right? So if you wrote a list, right, of all the people in your life that you love, right, universe could give you a percentage in this moment of who it would most likely be, right? I'm not sure that you want those percentages, right? If it was for you to know in this moment, you would have seen it, right? However, you can always ask and you shall receive, right? But this is something we can talk about too on a personal level. And remember, anything that those souls do is up to them. This isn't a premonition that, you create happening. It's universe showing you, here's the propensity for what is coming with your soul. So your soul is really doing this, right? And this is so that you got your feet firmly planted on the ground and you have an idea of what to expect in your future or what to be aware of. You take this information, you put it on the shelf in your soul, and you let it go, and you let God. But what you do is ask love to be free of that in the best way for you and alter something better. People believe when we get premonitions that they have no power to change them. That's your soul talking to God, letting you know the truth of everything, right? So you can decide what you want to do. Just like in Earthworld, if you find out that somebody you know and love, let's say, God forbid, your husband, your friend had a heart attack, right? And you got to run to the hospital. What are you going to do? You're going to pray, right? You're going to say, thanks, love, for them being fine. Thanks, love, for this being nothing. Thanks, love, for him healing. Thanks, love, for me getting there and everything being fine. The nurses being the best. The doctors being the best. Everything being fantastic. From love in the purest form. Clear my blocks that stop this from happening. If this is what's best for all, let it happen. And also, no matter what happens, let me be happy. Do you see? You have all the power no matter what, whether it's an Earthworld situation or a premonition such as a dream like you had, Nick. So this is what this is designed to do. It's not designed to scare you. It's designed to help you. Because with this Uranus energy, surprises can be pretty rough, right? This week, being in the emergency room, my dog being super sick as well. So, and I have 4 dogs, but that doesn't mean I love one any more than the other. And with all this, it's challenging. I'm a person too. Like when I walked into that emergency room and I had the propensity to lose one of my children, in my heart, I was like, holy shit, I love this kid so fucking much because I'm a person. But this is God, universe, and all that is love, or God, right? Showing us what it is we need to really value is love, is each other. Right? It's showing us what is important and showing us where we have our heads up our asses, right? I'm so busy doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I'm like, shit, and then universe says, let me show you what's important. Your daughter is important. Let me show you how much you love her. Whoa, heavy shit. And that's just one of the things. But this is all designed by Uranus and everything that's going on in the stars to help us in the earth world raise to higher vibrations and get our heads out of our asses, right? And it's also designed to know who your friends are, who's going to be there for you, who are you going to be there for, right? Yeah. And who you value most and what you value, right? Like some people I know I see, they lose their job, they're being forced out of their jobs with this Joe Biden COVID shot thing, right? But if you ask God or love for a different a new job that is the best for you, and you honor you, and you don't get that shot because you don't get manipulated, you don't get into that toxic bullshit, unwell energy, you don't allow yourself to sacrifice your health because you love you, and you ask God for the best job for you, and you say, I'm going to leave this job because it's the right thing to do for you, from love for you, you never sacrifice your health, never, right? And if you do, then there's a higher knowing reason, and it's part of your soul's journey. But anytime you can, excuse me, I just need a sip here, talking a lot. Anytime you can, you're going to grab the bull by the horns and create a different reality because you have the power. And this is where the world has to go, because it's the power of love that's going to be all the power here, right? So in any situation, right? So people are out of fear. They're saying, oh, I got to get the shot because they're forcing me to do it. You know what? Fuck them. Fuck them. You have the power of God and the power of love within your heart and your God connection to change anything. Follow your heart. Ask love for the best solution for you. Ask love that you do the right thing. You're afraid and you're being threatened or manipulated into doing something you don't want to do. Ask love to be free of that. Ask love to change that energy. Ask love for what you want to happen. Ask love for the best jobs, the best people, the best money, and universe. God will always take care of you. Mark my words. You don't believe me? Text me. I'll give you a prayer. We'll work on it. We'll change it. You can do it right here now. So you have all the power, all you guys, no matter what. Okay? And this is why we're on here. Because with what's coming, you're going to need these gifts. We're all going to need these gifts. Pretty wild shit. And also who your soul family is, right? Okay. So go ahead.
Dennis Carter III, he wrote in saying, I have been wanting to start a business and it has always been in my future. How would I be able to help start it and be successful, and what do I need to clear in order to do all that?
All right. You don't when you clear shit, you don't necessarily have to peg it out there, right? Oh, I have to clear this and I have to clear that and I have to do that. All you have to do is ask for what you want to happen and ask God or love to clear the energy, right, that blocks that from happening, and then ask love that you let it go and that you're happy no matter what you no matter what happens, no matter what love brings you or what God brings you, okay? So for Dennis, he's asking me about starting his business, right? Instantly I get, do it. This has been a long time coming, man. Write down exactly what you would like to happen. The best employees, the best people, the best work, where you want to work, what you want to do, who you want to be part of it, right? The healthiest you, the happiest you, right? Everything you need from love, the best place of love in the purest form. Thanks God for that for Dennis and us, right? And then let's ask that we clear all blocks that stop this from happening. Everything you need from love, right? To make this dream of yours happen. Thanks God for that for us. And let's clear and change any and all blocks and let us be free of any blocks in us that stop this from happening. And any attachments, let's clear those out. And let's ask and let's say, let's see. And thanks God for us being happy no matter how it goes down and whatever universe brings us with however our prayers are answered. And thank you, God, for that for us. Truly happy. All right. So there you go, Dennis. You're good. But get your pad out. Tonight's pad night. All right? Pen night. Write your shit down. What are your dreams? You can even text me or bring it next week, because a lot of people say to me, they don't realize that they can create anything, right? They think that, oh, I just needed to get an apartment. And then the second I tell them all the things they can have in their apartment, they go, really? They're like, I can do that? I'm like, fuck yeah. Think about this, right? How much you love anything. Do you want anything bad, or you want anything that you love to have nothing, to not have great things, whatever they are, like a top to keep your tea warm, whatever it is, right? Ask love, right? For everything you need. You have all the power. Okay, so go ahead. What's the next question? You got this, Dennis.
I don't have any questions at the moment, but Debbie says that she loves you.
Is that Debbie Akers?
Mm-hmm. I think Jen's got questions.
Okay, hold on one second. I just want to talk to Debbie Akers for a minute. Hi, Debbie Akers. I totally do. Oh, Debbie Akers. I saw that you were live at the Outlaws. I tried to tune in, but my phone is like all clogged up with memory. I am not a millennial. I'm sorry. That's why we have, God bless, Rachel here. She's great. But, God. Yes, I just had to tell you that. I tried to tune into your live last night. I couldn't see it on Facebook. I wanted to know how the show was, so let us know. So thank you, Debbie. Thanks for tuning in, and I love you too. All right, so Jen has questions, I believe. Go ahead.
Yes, my question is for Heather Collins Mendejoran. She wants to know if there are any messages from her father, Raul, who passed away several years back.
Okay. The biggest thing that he says, Heather, is that he's really super proud of you. He loves you to the moon. Your father is also telling me that he really was a wise man, very much like my father. My father used to, all of his life, all of my life, he used to say, what did he say, God? He used to tell me all these wise old earth world sayings that I use in all my teachings today, right? Because my dad was just super wise. Your dad was super wise as well. Whether he, and I don't feel like he necessarily consciously knew it like me and you know it in this reality. It's a different time. However, their souls know. Their souls know. So your dad, interesting enough, it comes in with Raul. It's like Don Ruiz. What is the guy who wrote the Four Agreements?
Domingo Ruiz.
Reese, yes. So he comes in as having that very wise energy. If anyone read the Four Agreements, it's a fantastic book to start you on your way to learn how to love you, right? And so that book, Ruiz, Raul comes in. So universe is making this connection for me to show you that your dad was super wise and super gifted. Hence, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You are too, right? So it's cool shit. But what they're showing me as well is your dad used to say sayings such as this, but they won't be exactly like this. He just always had these wise gems for me in my life. And this is how your dad was. To give you an example, my dad would say, a leopard doesn't change his spots, right? And that tells us that most of the time people don't change, right? That's one thing. The other thing is, and this has been really a rough road for me too, is with spirituality, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. In other words, I can teach you guys here till I turn green in the face, but I can't make you do it, right? That's the same thing. You know, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink, right? So my dad would say stuff like that. The other thing that my dad used to say to me too, and the reason I'm saying this to you is because this is to convey how your father was with you. His energy is this, okay? So you know, because that comes in, so you know. There's one more thing, too, that really comes in. When my dad, I remember when I was younger, I used to love Eric Clapton. And my dad, there was somebody that we knew that was going to sing at my wedding way back when I was married. Okay, not that that's bad, just a different time, a different me, right? So there was a gentleman who was the boyfriend of my uncle, right? And he was a singer, and he was an amazing opera singer. So he was going to sing at my wedding, and I told him that I really liked Eric Clapton, and you know. And he kind of like shit all over me liking Eric Clapton. And I was in my early 20s, right, at the time. And my father came to me and I was upset about it. And my dad said to me, he said, "Do you like Eric Clapton?" And I said, "Well, yeah." He said, "Then that's all that matters. That's all that matters," right? Profound words. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, right? And what matters is how you feel about things you love. You shouldn't need validation from anybody else. And when you do, clear it out, because we got to change these things because they come from a less than love space for us. Okay. That said, your father is around you all the time. He's in the kitchen. It's funny that I have a cup here. They're showing me there's a coffee cup for him. He's like drinking coffee. He's walking around your kitchen, kind of like walking with a coffee cup. This should be able to relate to you as well. Interesting enough, I feel like it's an old world, almost like a metal mug, and it comes in as being like almost like some of these colors here, like this blue that you see here. See, everything in our reality is messages from the universe and God that show us the truth of what's going on. And so when I do like medium work, a lot of times they'll show me this cup. They'll show me that book with Don Ruiz, The Four Agreements, to explain to me how wise Heather's father was, right? As well as, you know, this cup. And then they show me images in here. They show me images out here, right? And you want these gifts? Ask and you shall receive. Thank you, love, for these gifts from me from love in the best way, right? There you go. And you can clear your blocks that stop that from happening too. Thanks God for that for us, right? Okay, so yeah, he's in the kitchen. He comes in like with a flannel shirt and jeans on, and it's like disheveled on the bottom, and there's also he's got a belt on. And it feels like sometimes he's in bare feet, sometimes he's in sneakers, and sometimes he's in boots. These are 3 different ways that he comes in, that he's showing me. And he's telling me these are like different phases, different energies of him. But the most important message that he has for you were these connection messages, because there's something about you wondering where your spiritual gifts have come from. All right. So your parents have this energy in you. It's in the family ancestry, which is in the family line that you chose when you came in here to do your mission on this earth. Right. We pick specifically everything we need to heal us and have our greatest gifts for our journey, whatever that may be. So you pick this family lineage just like he picks you. Right. So it goes hand in hand. Okay. So that said, he wants me to tell you, the biggest thing he wants me to tell you, and this is usually for so many people, but there's 2 things, okay? That he's super proud of you, and he loves you so much. And he wants you, there's another thing he's saying, and he wants you to know that you're beautiful. You're so beautiful. And that's how he sees you. Oh, I gotta stop, because I'm going to cry. Okay. And when you pick up stuff like this and you get emotional like I do, right? Because you get into their soul energy and you get into that space, right? That's being an empath, all right? You cannot have all of these gifts without being an empath. Everything goes hand in hand. Okay, so anything else from Heather or no? Did she have any questions?
Okay. No, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, so and if you have more questions, like I said, Heather, just ask, okay? All right, so who's next?
I'm good.
Anybody out here? In our live studio audience. Nobody? Steve, I see you're getting ready.
It was a super challenging week last week for me, and I guess a lot of people. So any general prayers we can do for the upcoming week to be happy no matter what, those kinds of things, and clear any blocks. It just to have a good week.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that last week wasn't a good week. What last week showed us with all the challenges last week, Steve is asking to have a good week this week. Can we pray for a good week? Because last week was super challenging, right? But what's wild about last week is it really showed you how we could all be there for each other, how we all helped out, how we all came together, how we all came from love, how we valued each other. Do you see? And when the shit hits the fan, that's what really matters. Who's going to be there for you? Who's going to stand up for you? Who are you going to stand up for? So really, while it was a challenge, there's so many multiple layers and reasons why all that happened, right? But let's ask God for the easiest, best, healthiest way from love to learn these lessons or to go through this whole process, right? From love, right? And thank you, God, for that for us in our souls and all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is always the best way to do this, the best gifts, the best tools, the best everything from love with this whole process here as we go even more into it, into the fall and wherever it leads us from love, and clear our blocks that stop that from happening. And thank you, God, for this for us now, please, from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And thank you, God, for that for us. All right. So, good? All right. Yeah. Okay. Who's next? Anyone? Got a question, girl? It's Leisha, right?
Yes, it is.
See that? I was like, what is her name? And then God's like, Leisha. That's right, Leisha. So I was like, what is it? Yes, totally coming down from heaven. Totally, yep.
Well, I guess my biggest thing right now is that I need to start looking for another job, but I never went to college. My skill set is primarily in retail, but I don't think that's where I'm really going.
Okay.
So I'm not quite sure. I've got so many blocks that I'm not getting the information right now that I do.
Yeah.
But
Transitioning, right?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, and we're all going through some form of this. Okay, so Leisha says she's got a lot of blocks as we go through this transition. She needs a job, just like many of us, all of us really, in some way, shape, or form, don't know where we're going or what's coming, right? And this is teaching us what? What do you guys think this is teaching us?
Self-discovery and self-love.
I was
Faith.
gonna say faith.
Faith.
Yeah.
Faith, right? Trust the universe. Oh yeah, it's teaching us self-love. The whole process is always parts of that for sure, right? However, the biggest thing here is about faith, because everything is changing, right? Because we have to have faith in the process, have to have faith in love and God and universe. The answers will always come. Ask and you shall receive, but they won't always come in exactly when you want them to, especially if you want them so badly. You see, the more I want to know where my next dollar is coming from, right? Oh my God. And then I make myself fucking crazy with this. And this is Uranus in Taurus. This is about getting rid of all of our abundance beliefs that are, or our financial beliefs, our toxic beliefs that are super unwell. This is all part of that. Uranus and Taurus. It's all about money, job, possessions, having nice things. And it's about upheaval of all of these things. This is why we're going through this. This is all part of the grand plan, right? So as this clears out, the fog will lift. But this is also on so many different levels. There's this going on. There is faith, being in your heart, trusting God, trusting universe, that no matter what happens, you're going to be fine, right? So it's about having $0 or $10 in your checking account and trusting universe that by the time next month's $6,000 rent comes, you got that money. Whew, that's pretty heavy. You got to let go of freaking out about that, right? and that's for any of us, right? So you're not the only guy going through this. We are all going through this, right? Subconsciously, energetically, and consciously in our souls, right? So there's stuff we're aware of, and then there's stuff that we're not. And that's the emotional moods and stuff, and the feelings of feeling out here as well as internally, this stuff coming out, right? Yeah. So what market were you in? I'm going to ask them for some more solid answers for you. God's honest truth of it. You see, the reason they'll be more likely to come in for me than for you is because I'm not emotionally all wrapped up in it. Yeah. For you. Don't ask me about my own shit. Just like everybody else. I'm human. I'm like, fuck, I'm working on it, right? Okay. So seriously, what is it that you're doing now?
I work for Costco right now, and I'm working in the front end. I've always done kind of retail for the most part. I've done other odds and end things, like I've done assistant for a real estate agent before. I worked in the school system where I was a paraeducator.
Yeah, none of this feels like where you want to go.
None of it.
So here's the deal. Do you think it's an accident that you showed up here?
No.
And that you totally resonate with us in like 2 minutes? You know what I mean? Like, we just met you really kind of last week, right?
Yeah.
You moved here from, where was it, California?
New Jersey.
Oh, was it New Jersey? Why do I get California? Huh. Were you ever in California?
I visited there once.
Once, a long time ago, right? Yeah, that's wild. California comes in. All right, so I'm going to ask God about that. Okay, so you came from New Jersey, right? So there are no accidents. On a soul level, you ended up here. That's wild. So totally your soul is already setting you up for your destiny. Think about what's happening in your life, because your soul, on a subconscious soul level, is already bringing you there. Do you see? So I do feel there's going to be something happening with you and us into the future as we go through this whole transitioning process. Same thing with everybody here. You guys are my people and I'm your people. We are the same people. We, you know what I mean? All of us, right? So I do feel your journey is in the spiritual realm. All right. So because everything else that you've told me that you do falls flat. I get in that energy and it's like yuck. It doesn't it's not that it's bad, but it's earth world. It's a way to make a living, but it's not what you're passionate about. New World is about passion. So you're going to be going, and this is part of it, this is the beginning of your new learning, your new guidance, your new gifts, whether you stay here and do it at our shopping center or with us, or wherever your soul leads you. There's no wrong, right? So you could work at this place, or you could go to this place, and you could explore this place, and you can do stuff online, and you know what I mean? You follow your heart. And if you feel you need to be with us, then you'll be with us, right? There's people that we have that come every week, right? So your soul knows exactly what it's doing, and trust that. And this is about also trusting ourselves, right? So these jobs are for now. they're temporary. Hold, right? Or the job that you have, hold. Because you're going to be glad that you did with the coming times for now. This isn't forever. You will wake up one morning and you will know. And this is all designed by the stars, right? Just like when you woke up on 9/11 and you went, you know what I mean? Like you knew, right? Just like when I remember looking at 9/11 at the World Trade Center and I woke up, it was like 8:30 in the morning and I saw that second plane coming in and I was like, oh, fuck. Because you knew the fucking thing was doing it on purpose. You knew that it was doing that, right? You just fucking know, right? Just like when I woke up one morning during this COVID time and all of a sudden I wake up and I go, we got to buy gold. We got to go get gold, you know, and that's no accident. It's universe talking to me in my sleep, talking to my dreams. All of a sudden you wake up and you fucking know, right? Just like anything toxic, like if you go back to the 60s when John F. Kennedy was shot, everybody knew then too. There was like an energy that, you know, that something bad was going to happen, right? And they all knew. Because psychic energy that is that profound and that big and such a collective big event, everybody picks up on that, whether they realize it or not. But most people knew. You know, we're all designed the same way from love. We are all part of that love. So this is about you holding over here, right? Mm-hmm. Just like I have that second job as well. So this is about you holding. And this is also about you learning and growing. And as we do this, you know, together or wherever this leads you, you already have a really good spiritual background of things that you like and you don't like and what you feel like you really connect to. And this is about fine-tuning that. And these jobs over here are going to help you do that in the meantime. Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. But by January, February, March of next year, you're going to more solidly know for sure. Because everything also is interconnected with the collective. There's a million ways to California. There's California again, right? Right? There's a million ways to California. And the collective, which is God, is infinite, right? So God is infinite. So as we go down this, bring me back to where we were with this now, please, God. Thank you, God, for that for us. As you go down this path, the answers are going to come. And as things happen out here in the collective, they're going to trigger things inside of you. It's all part of the grand design. Okay, but you already agreed this, so it's not like people say, oh, I'm programmed to do this and they press my buttons and all that stupid shit. It's not that way, right? You know what I mean? You decided before you came in here for every path that you could take, and it's infinite with love. So ultimately, you have the most purest form of free will, which is why everyone gets pissed off. For a while there, they were like, oh, Lynn, they're like, you're really connecting to being a patriot, and we're not into that. You know what I mean? Well, love is all about freedom. It's the purest form of freedom, right? So, of course, I'm going to connect with America, freedom, being a patriot. You're damn right I am, because that's the closest thing to enlightenment that you have in these governments and in this world is freedom, man, freedom. The second they take that away from you, oh, shit's going to hit the fan, you know? So all of this is all about these triggers going to come in, and they're going to let you know what you need to do. Same thing with me. When I woke up and I went, I need to buy gold. Gold, it was like, you know, it was crazy, right? Or silver, or whatever they guide me to. We need to stock up, right? I'll go through phases and cycles. 3 weeks will go by and I'll be like, oh my God, Jennifer. I'm like, we've got to go and spend money and get groceries and get this and stock up, right? And I'm freaking out because the energy brings us right to the edge because it's preparing us. It's preparing us for what is coming, because you must be prepared in Saturn's Earth world as well as metaphysically, right? So that's what my show does, or this show does, right? Guided by highest knowing. It's preparing you for whatever comes, that you have all the tools that you need, no matter what, from the purest form of love, and you have all the fucking power. Yeah, you do. You. All right? So that said, what they're telling me is this is about patience and this is about waiting for it. But your journey is definitely a spiritual one. No doubt about it. Don't you feel that? Yeah. And I do feel like in the future, you're going to do something with astrology. I feel like you're going to open whole new doorways with astrology, and that's one of your major avenues. I feel like Reiki comes in for you as well as massage. So get ready. I feel like you're going to go explore these things as well as natural healing, essential oils, and natural medicine. You have really big roots in Native American cultures. Are you aware of that?
I've felt the draw.
Yeah, totally. So you're going to go explore that. You may go on retreats. So this shit is coming. This stuff is coming for you. And it's good.
Shit is okay.
Shit is okay. Shit is just stuff. It's really the intention behind it. If I yell at you and I say you're a piece of shit, that's different from saying, got to get your shit together. You know what I mean? Or there's so many different meanings. It's about my intention. It's about where my heart is, right? When I speak, right? And whatever words that come out, there's multiple reasons and multiple answers and multiple uses of those words, right? Just like the word no. No means no is one of the things they say, right? And sometimes no doesn't mean no. Sometimes no means maybe. Sometimes you can scream no and that's a serious fucking no. And then sometimes you're like, nah, right? So these are all different ways that you use these words, right? But what is important and how you know what people really mean by those words is the energy, the feeling they put behind it. Do you see? Because your emotions are the gasoline that fuels the world. Right? Pretty cool shit, right? Okay, so you got it? Okay, thank you. All right, so Jen.
Yes.
Do you have any?
No.
Anybody else out here? For now? Good? Yeah? Sophia's got one. I know she does. Go ahead. Mm-mm.
I don't have a solid question. I just have different thoughts, and I've been trying to come up with a question.
Okay.
But then I feel like everything I think of would probably be too personal.
Okay, well, let's clear that out. Right? All energy that isn't speaking because maybe we think it's too personal and is all energy related to this, right? So this is like a consciousness. Sophia said she wants to speak, but then she feels like her stuff that she wants to share is too personal. And there's a time and a place for everything. But let's clear the energy that stops you from getting the answers you need, and all of us, right? All that is all this. Clear, heal, and change it. Free us from it now, please, in our souls, and when we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, and put the best way to be from love in place of this. Thank you, God, for that for us. So this is less likely to happen. You're more likely to speak openly and freely, and then the right words will come out so that it's not so personal. Guided by higher knowing in your heart. Cool shit, right? Fuck yeah! All right, so who's next? Anybody?
Can I ask a question?
No.
I've been having a lot.
You got in trouble today.
I know.
Ray got in trouble today. Does anyone know why?
I have no idea.
Oh, because Ray got in trouble because Ray travels into multi-dimensions and doesn't hear what I say. And we have conversations that never existed. Okay? Because Ray's like somewhere out here, like she's floating off into the sun.
She's a fairy.
She is a fairy. You're right. Yeah, she is a fairy. Okay. That said, go ahead, Ray.
I've been having a lot of dreams about elephants, and I haven't looked it up yet, but I was wondering if there was anything coming in with it. There's been, like, giant elephants that are, like, as big as, like, giant trees in jungles, and then, like, baby elephants climbing, like, desert ridges. It's just been strange.
Cool. Well, and that's funny. You just came back from North Carolina with an elephant bracelet, right?
Yeah.
Which we love. And what's funny is that elephant bracelet, I was looking at it today. Too bad I don't have it here. But it's like tricolor. It's like copper, gold, silver, bronze, kind of like that, right? And it's like a little bracelet, and it's all elephants, right? What's interesting about that is if you look at the bracelet, copper, gold, silver, bronze, that's all about precious metals, right? Yeah, precious metals. Elephant is about abundance. That's one of the big things elephant's about, is abundance, right? So, and it tells you that literally in the bracelet. You know what I mean? By the colors, right? But it also tells you about family. It tells you about bonds. It tells you about honor, respect, integrity. And those are the gifts this bracelet brings. So when you wear this, it helps you with those things and brings those gifts to you. So let's say you're hesitant about doing the right thing. If you have that bracelet on, right, you are more likely to do the right thing because the energy of it helps you to do that. Isn't that cool shit? Yeah, right? So you will never pull that conch out of the water and kill it because that's not the right thing in the way that was, right? Yeah. You know, so you will know. Love you, Mark.
Fuck, man.
Not letting it go.
Nothing like comedy hour, right? All right. So, but again, back to the bracelet. The elephant also, if you know anything about elephants, is they have a female who usually is the matriarch of the whole bunch, and they depend on her to get all their needs met. And this is about her experience, her wisdom, right? And she basically leads them all, right, through their lives. Right? The best trails, the best places to find water, food at certain times of the year, and everything. And this is about relying and trusting and having faith. So it makes complete sense because everything we've talked about here is all part of that. You see? So why you would pick up that elephant bracelet is because it would help you with that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it will help all of us with that. You know? Thank you, God, for that for us, right? Okay. So anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, Casey Maria saying hello, and Dennis Carter said, asking me to tell you Abraham Lincoln thanks, and that he loves what you do, and that you are amazing.
Cool. Hey, Dennis, thank you, and I knew who you were. Totally knew who you were, and I'm glad to see you here, and thanks for coming, man, and thank you for the great words. Thank you. And I hope to see you soon. I mean, with all this crazy stuff going on in the world, I just put it out there to God. Thanks, God, for that for us. From love in the best way. All right. Cool. And hi, Casey. Good to see you too. I miss you too. You know, I miss going to Maryland. I miss a lot of you guys who are my people up there. Totally. Who?
Tamika.
Tamika. You too. I'm getting too sentimental there. That's Taurus in the 4th house. Too sentimental sometimes. All right. So, Tamika, good to see you. I hope things are going good for you with your love life and everything. Just putting that out there without getting too personal. All right. So anybody else? Questions?
Yes, Candy Gibson is asking if we should be concerned about the La Palma volcano. I don't know what that is. But...
Oh, shit. I just kicked the table. Yeah. All right. Hi, Candy. I don't know if Steve's with you, but hey, good to see you guys. Thanks for coming. And I miss you guys too. See, Maryland. Maryland must be here a lot too. Miss you guys. All right. So the volcano, what I'm picking up on is not really the grand design of God or love energy. This is all just part of these wild times. You know, anybody who's over there or in the vicinity, you know, can create their best destiny. So like, just like if a nuclear bomb goes off or the volcano blows up and their house is there, if you ask love that you are fine, and from love that your stuff is protected and safe and healthy. I do this all the time here in Virginia Beach with hurricanes, right? And then my whole street will flood and my cars will be lifted up by 5 feet on a hill, right? Universe will be like, here's your driveway is 5 feet here, and then the cars will be floating down the street because Virginia Beach floods out a lot, right? So plus I'll have electricity, so ask and you shall receive. So the gift for these people is, you know, what do? You pray. You pray. Ask love for everything you need. Ask and you shall receive. So with that power, these people have the gifts, and this is all part of the grand design of God. So if anything toxic, or what you would consider in Earth world, you know, scary and toxic, any of that, if that happens, it's part of the grand design of learning and growing from love in our souls, right? In the healthiest, best way. And also, stuff like this is all part of the great transformative energy that Pluto brings in, all right? And this is designed to bring us to the truth of God, the truth of love in our hearts. So all this crazy earth world stuff that's going on is all part of that, okay? So the answer is no, but we can all pray for these people as well. Ask love for the best outcome. Ask love that everybody's well. Ask love that everybody's safe and everything turns out fantastic in the purest form. And thank you, God, for that for them if they so desire it from love. And we send that out. Okay. And so, but you don't want to, you know, we don't want to also make ourselves wild with what we think could happen to somebody. You give it to God, give it to love. So you don't burden yourself with other people's stuff because it's not your mission to do that, right? You give it to love. Otherwise, you'll be taking on everybody's shit. My father used to say that to me when I was little. He'd be like, you need to stop worrying about everybody, you know, because we make ourselves crazy with worry. Oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? Ask love to clear that from you. Thank you, God, for that for us, right? So yeah, ultimately nothing, you know, it's just all part of the grand design. Okay? All right. What else we got?
Shane
More sage.
Seamus is asking if him and Anne will have a future together and if she will forgive him.
Ah. Seamus. It's funny, when I get in that space, I feel like you will be forgiven. I don't feel like it's going to be lovely. Like I feel like it's going to be a little rough. So there's going to be, you know what, I don't really like this energy personally, but it almost feels like the word that comes in is groveling. So there's some energy there that could be cleared out, but I feel like it's unnecessary, and I feel like it's on your partner's part, so to speak, right? You know, because these relationships are earth world, and when we are hurt by others, right? Sometimes we get in shitty spaces with it. And this is all because we're not healthy in who we are and in our self-love space, because nothing toxic in a relationship would happen where you would be hurt if you loved yourself in the healthiest, best way, whoever it is, whether it's you and her. And this happened as the grand design for you guys to grow and get through this. But I do feel in the earth world ways there's some vindictiveness and some resentment. So ask love to be free of that. Ask love for the best outcome. Ask love and create what you want to happen here. So there'll be a little bit of a challenge. I do feel ultimately you will be forgiven. It might take some time, but ask for what you want. Ask to speed it up. Ask to clear the things in you that created this to happen, as well as in her, from love, and put the best way to be from love. And thanks God for that for us. All right, so there you go. What you got, Ray?
Candy said her and Steve are getting married this Saturday.
Congratulations. Wow, that's super cool. Oh my God, good for you guys. Congratulations. Cool shit. Wow. Wow, my God, I can't even believe it. It's been so long, right? Since I've known you guys for a while. That's great. Oh, may you have the best marriage and the best time and the best of everything from love. Okay? And good for you. All right. So I'm good. I'm good. Don't want to get too crazy.
Wendy is also saying hi to all my soul family there tonight. Love and miss you all. We'll see you in class on Tuesday.
Oh, cool, Wendy. We've been missing you. We're like, where's Wendy? Where's Wendy? Where's Wendy? But I do know that you're going through a lot. Universe is like, there's where she is. And I'm like, okay. You know, totally get it. Totally know. I don't want to burn myself over here or anything else. Thanks, God, for me being free of that. Thank you, Wendy. And we'll see you on Tuesday then. I look forward to it, girl.
Candy says thank you, too. We just bought a house also.
Who?
Candy.
Oh, cool. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Shit. See, good things are happening. And this is all about, so Candy's saying that they just bought a house and Steve and her are getting married, which is fantastic. And you know what's wicked cool? This is about the South Node bringing you back your karma. So if you are in alignment with Source and you're doing your best to do the right thing, even if you stray off that path, universe will reward you accordingly. So look at all these lovely things that are happening for you guys. Fucking rocking. South Node and Sagittarius. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. All right. So congratulations, and I'm super happy. And I'm psyched to come out to Maryland and see it. I want to know all the cool things. I'm excited. So hopefully I'll get there soon. And if this is what's best, thank you, God, for that for us. And when it is best, from love. Thanks, God, for that for us. Okay, go ahead.
Sarah Walsh is asking, she took a pregnancy test and the test is negative, and she's wondering if it is too early for a positive, and if so, when you see when she will conceive.
Not yet. I get not yet. I got a no on the pregnancy test. It is too early yet that you took it, but it's because you're so excited and you really want this to happen, you know. So this is about attachment and wanting it to happen so bad, not unlike the person who doesn't have a job or doesn't have money. They want it so bad that they don't let go of it, and then they push it back. So it's not that this doesn't happen. It feels like right now it's like November, December, January, because there's going to be a lot of releases and growing, and create what you want and let it go. Ask love to focus on something else. Ask to be free from trying to make it happen, and just ask love that no matter what happens that you're happy. And thank you, God, for this. For what is her first name?
This was Sarah.
Sarah, that's what I thought it was. I just want to be sure. For Sarah now, please, from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality and all that is, clear her blocks that stop this from happening. as well as free her from attachments with this, to this. And may she be happy no matter what happens from love. And thank you, God, for that for her and us. In the best way for us and her and all, or something better. Go ahead.
Harmony is also asking if her and her guy will sort out the situation they are going through at the moment and move forward together in a relationship.
I get a yeah on that, but there's challenges. There's challenges. Ultimately, whatever we say in this moment is in this moment. There's 102 paths that you can take, right? But right here in this moment is where you're standing. So it's really up to you and where you want to go with it, because we as people have this ability, when we don't love ourselves in the healthiest, best way, we don't, more often than not, realize it on a subconscious soul level. We don't realize it, right? But we keep bringing in toxic relationships and toxic situations. So this is about healing this, working on your relationship. So, and what happens is, though, we end up staying with people and it's toxic. It's really, really not healthy for us. However, I do feel that as you change through time, these pathways, these doorways change, just like with free will. It's totally that. So you can take any new path down that way, to this relationship, right? As you both clear and heal things called by the stars, whether you do it consciously or not, there's a propensity. Right now, it feels like it's 53 to 57 to 73% that you could work it out in this moment. It fluctuates, right? It could also, at some point, tank. All right, so that's the nature of the times that we're living in now more than ever, because it's very tumultuous, and it's about not just ourselves but the mission here on the planet. Okay, but if you take the bull by the horns and you create what you want to happen and you work with love, then you bring that right down to like a 2, a 5, and a 17% of really making it work. But remember, one person, and my dad used to say to me all the time, it takes 2 to tango, right? So you know, old world saying, my dad used to say, right? But the bottom line is, the reason I'm telling you that is because one person in a relationship can't make the relationship happen. You have to have interaction. So this has to be about both partners doing what it takes to make it work from love. Right? And sometimes you can love each other and love is not enough. You must love yourself first, right? To be able to have the best relationship. Because what happens is then you are at a deficit and it can't work. Okay? All right. Does everyone understand that? Okay.
That's all the questions I got online.
Okay. So what time are we at right now?
8:40.
8:40. Okay, everybody. Anybody else have any more questions here? We need more questions, guys, or we're gonna not a threat or anything. we may close up shop. For tonight. I'm sure there's plenty more I can talk about. I can also ask Universe for more gifts, tools, and wisdom to share with you all. Every week, it usually runs about 2 hours, from 7:15 to 9, or an hour and 45 minutes. However, sometimes it may not go so long, right? But if you guys got more questions, please, by all means, ask. And you guys, too. We're going to see if we can't bring it till 9 o'clock. And if not, then we'll close in a few minutes. I'm just going to let God guide us from love. And thank you, God, for that for us. Whatever is best. Thanks. All right. Anyone? Soph, go ahead.
Do you feel like I'll be traveling anywhere anytime soon?
Traveling? Huh. You know what? Sophia wants to know if she's going to be traveling. But I know that Sophia's super gifted and intuitive. Through the roof, right? And I'm laughing because I know that the answer that I'm going to say, I'm like concerned that she's not going to be too happy about it. But what does come in is that you're going to be traveling to see a family member. Do you know which member that is?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
See, she said to me, I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. So why do you think that is? Let's do the intuitive gift thing. Let's ask Sophia what she got. What'd you get?
I don't know. I just felt like you were going to say that, and I know I've had you say that to me in the past, or I feel like a couple people say that to me.
Yeah. So basically, Sophia's getting that she's going to go and travel and see her dad, and she was picking up on that, and she knew that I was going to say that. So really, she doesn't name me. So anyway, so thank you. You okay? Yeah, and I feel like it's going to be in West Virginia, but there's a couple different reasons. I feel like it's going to be to see the property. Something I feel like there's going to be some changes coming in the future that's going to change everything. Does that make sense? Yeah. And that's for all of us, man. Uranus and Taurus is about wild change, like on fire change, like crazy shit change. But it's all part of the grand design, really to assist us and help us, right? To a better space of love. Okay, so anybody else? Jem?
Nope, there's some online questions.
Please.
Tamika Wright.
Oh, please.
is going to be starting from her new office as an enrollment counselor on Monday, and she wants to know how things are going to go.
Oh, Tamika, congratulations. Fantastic. Fuck yeah. Oh, I just love your soul. Oh, my God.
Me too.
Yeah, isn't she beautiful? Yeah, I know, right? Right? All right. Such a marshmallow sometimes. You're going to be fabulous at it. You're going to be great at it. You're going to do amazing. And I feel like this. It's kind of like you're going to. My universe's famous saying through me is you're going to hit the ground running. So it's just going to be in the zone for you, because really this is you. This is what you love. This is your passion, and you are great at it, and you're going to be great at it. Yeah, it feels fantastic. There's also something about you taking your experiences through this and writing. So journal. Definitely journal. And so there's also something coming in about Christmas. Is there like a special family reunion or a family get together? I feel like there's something really special happening in the holidays or during the holidays. It's going to be really an amazing holiday season this year, and on many levels and in many ways. Doesn't mean that it's going to be like we remember from the past, okay? But it's going to be magical and full of really great gifts and filled with love. There's no question about it. So that's coming in for you too, is having something about a family reunion, connections to people you haven't seen in a long time from love. And just wonderful things, abundance, happiness. I get the snow coming down. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be snow, meaning snow coming down, like magical is the image. And may it snow, if that's what's best for all of us from love. I love the snow. Snow is about transformation, right? Rain into snow, right? Or water into snow. Okay. So go ahead. Who else?
Eve Weiss-Bashoff says hello, and
hi, Eve.
And she would like
love
to know.
Love you too. Oh, she's great energy. Yeah.
She would like to know what's going on, that herself and the people are so exhausted and low energy.
Yeah, and that makes sense. So Eve wants to know why everybody's tired and exhausted, and this is everybody across the board, because this energy is really, really draining. I mean, everything that we've believed right up to 2019 has just been thrown in the trash, right? The earth world isn't solid in the way, and whether we realize it or not, on a subconscious level, everybody is affected by this energy, right? The collective is changing. There's tons of toxic energy, new belief systems that you're just like that are super Pisces, Neptune, and super age of Pisces going into Aquarius. So there's all this toxic energy, right? And it's very draining. Plus, we're going through a lot too. You're going to need quiet time. I kind of liken it, like I tell my family, I'm like, I need to go lay down in my sister's room on her bed, because it's really kind of private there, and I like it there. So every now and then with the dogs, right? So every now and then, as of late, I'd probably say for about the last month to 2 months, I've been going in there, and I have a lot of time like alone, and we're all going through some of this, so you're not alone. It's just our need to acclimate, and it's kind of like universe tells me, it's like when Jesus went into the desert, you know what I mean? It's like he needs to be alone as he does this work. So on a soul level, it's about giving yourself the time that you need, and balancing and working through these energies, because whether you realize it on a conscious level or not, when we do clearings and we realize it and we work on it consciously and we know about it, right? There's lots, just like you can do lots of energy work, people do energy work, right? Same thing. It can be super draining. So you need to give yourself time to rest and take care of you and nurture you, because we're being hit with collective energies, our own personal stuff, right? And your soul on a subconscious level is working through everything. Lots and lots of people too are having massive massive amounts of dreams. I myself too, premonition dreams about what's coming, as well as, you know, personal, my soul's working it out dreams, you know, why something's happening, how I'm acclimating to the world and these new changes, as well as the new me, you know, toxic stuff for me, and how do I heal my health, and what's going on, you know, into my future, where are we going from here, right? So we're dealing with a lot of stuff, and then waves of high-end love energy coming in, clearing out stuff, as well as the toxic of the earth world. Anything hate, anything less freedoms, anything that is out of alignment, right? Everything from, you know, all the trauma, all of this, because basically the ground that we were standing on is no longer there. And so this is about really faith and trusting the universe, trusting God, trusting love. And let me just see. And also getting the rest that we need. And so take that time. And everybody's going through some of this. Everybody. You guys realize it too? You just need extra time, extra rest. The other thing that's happening is it's like ascension symptoms, really. That's what it is. You know, raising up the vibration of the planet. So you have to acclimate, right? So in your physical body, you have to take time to nurture you, to love you, to get the rest that you need. And this is for all of us. So I too am going through the same shit, you know, or the same stuff. Okay? Thanks. Thanks so much for coming.
Casey Marie would love some guidance on channeling her gifts and understanding them and developing them further.
Okay. Hey, Casey Marie. Awesome. First thing you want to do is get your pad out. Remember your pad? Oh, this one that I can reach right here is green, right? So get your pad out. It's green because you have a lot of earth energy. You have a lot of elemental energy, Casey, which is really quite lovely. So for channeling your gifts, the first thing you want to do is figure out what gifts that you want. You know, what do you know? Make your list. What you know that you have, that you're aware of, right? And then what you know other people do that you're aware of that you would maybe have, you know. And there's nothing wrong with asking for what Susan has, or what Tim has, or what I have, right? Or gifts like me, or gifts like somebody, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Universe is infinite, and there's plenty for everybody. So figure out what you want, figure out what you got, right? And then start asking love. Ask God for these things. Clear your blocks. Ask that you see it happen. Ask that you know what's going on. Ask that you have these gifts, right? And you can be really specific too, because the truth is we all have them. We all have them. So, and that's where you start, right? Get your lists together. Ask and you shall receive. Clear your blocks from believing that this can't happen and that you can't have these gifts. And ask love that whatever gifts you have, that you're super happy and grateful for. Thanks God for that for us. So, because I do feel personally that you have dreams, you have all the things that I have. I've known you for a long ass time, or, you know, we met each other a long time ago, right? You know, I think it's got to be maybe 6 years ago, right? I think so. If I'm correct. Because I feel like you have all the gifts that I do, and that makes total sense. And everybody here does as well. What you are, you know, is what you attract, right? So we mirror each other. So you have dream gifts, you have medium gifts, you have inner knowing gifts, you have empathic gifts, right? And let me just say, they're telling me to start there with those things, with those, as well as psychic gifts as well. Because there's something that comes in for you. They're like guiding me to tell you to start right there. Because there's something about you getting overwhelmed. They're saying you got a lot on your plate. Right? So they're like, just, you know, what they're saying is that you tend to take on too many things all at once. So let's ask God to be free of that and put the best way to be in place of that. And thank you, God, for that for us. And, you know, because I'm sure if you got that, guess what? I got that too. All right. So you should be good to start with that. Any questions, you can PM me or bring your questions next week as well. All right. Rachel, do you have any questions?
Yes, but my screen just blocked it out. So could you read Teresa's?
Yeah, Teresa Courtney Lloyd wants to know, she had a brother who passed in a vehicle accident in his early 20s. They were 11 months apart, and she'd like to know if his name is Bill, and she wants to know if he has anything to say to her.
All right, God. What's the God's honest truth? Can you bring me Bill and the God's honest truth about what's going on with Bill for Teresa now, please? She would like to know any messages that Bill wants to share. interesting enough, Bill is filled with passion. The color red comes in. If it's not a red car, that's okay. Red is about heart. It's about being in your heart. It's about passion. And Bill is saying to me that he did live, right? He was young. He was reckless. He was wild in his heart. It doesn't mean that everything he did out here was that. So he's telling me he lived hard and hot and heavy and quick. All right. And that's part of him checking out as well. Right. But this, what's wild about it is he's telling me he really lived. He really lived. He did what he wanted to do. He was passionate about it. And that's like what 93 to 97% of people in Earth world aren't doing. They're not living in their heart. They're not making their dreams happen. But he did. He did. And he wants you to know that. That's really important because he wants you to know that he didn't get shorted. Like a lot of people think that because you passed away when you were young and you got in an accident that your destiny sucked and you didn't have anything. He don't feel like that at all. He's like, yeah. He's like, and again in his energy and he's full of life and may the whole world be full of life in the way that he is from love, man, because he's like excited about it and not excited, of course, that, how it went down or whatever, but he has absolutely no regrets. It was all part of the grand plan, the design. And he's telling me that he really did live. And he wants you to know that. So he doesn't want you to feel any guilt or sadness or upsetness about him crossing over so young. It was part of the grand design, but it also taught you many things and how to value each other, right? And you do. And you do love him, and he loves you very much and loved you very much. Yeah. And he does come around you. And what's funny is he totally connects to passionate energy. So he comes in with anything and everything passion. He comes in passion with anything that you do or your family does that's passionate. He comes around. It's pretty cool. All right. I'm just asking, is there anything else? There's something about whipped cream or a coffee mug or with whipped cream on top. There's something about that for you with him as well. I got this image of like whipped cream. So he said to me that you will know what he's talking about. And if you don't right now, you will soon. So FYI. Oh, and he's also saying he loves the baby. And he considers the baby that's your granddaughter his baby. His baby. Not like his baby, but like your baby. He considers that your baby, right? He just wants you to know that. I don't know if that's gonna, but he loves the baby, and that's what he's saying, okay? You know why? She's full of passion. Ooh, she's a wildfire. Ooh. All right, yeah, that's why. Oh, wow. He's telling me he's a guardian for her as well. He's a guardian for her. Like my father comes in and he signed on to be one of my guides. He is also for her, which is really cool. All right. Anybody else? And how much time we got?
It's 8:55.
Okay.
And I think Jen's got the next question.
Okay.
Nikki Opper said she just came from the Festival of Colors and she was taking out her contacts and they were red from the colored chalk. She wants to know if there's any metaphysical meaning behind that.
Oh.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah, it is neat. It is neat. Did you see? I wonder if she saw any of the red in there. Okay. So Nikki went to a festival and somehow her contacts, when she took her contacts out, they were red. Well, it's funny because the metaphysical meaning, instantly, what do you think? Where are you seeing red?
Oh.
Right? Passionately, where are you seeing red? Right? So where are you being passionate? But on the other side of that coin, where are you seeing red like anger? Is there anger that's in you that you're not seeing? And are you seeing the anger in you? Right? So that comes in. But also, a festival is about celebration and passion and celebrating life, right? Festivals are supposed to be, and are usually happy things, right? They're excitement. There's a lot of dance and there's a lot of creativity. So it makes sense that they would be red. Red is passion. Passion fuels creativity. Passion fuels creation. That's where babies come from, Yes, so those are the biggest messages right now that come in for you with that. Okay? All right.
Alex from Germany says hello and that they are new.
Hi, nice to see you. I'm glad you came. Thank you. Cool. Germany?
Yeah.
Cool. cool. Exciting. All right. So how can I help you guys? Does he have anything? No?
I'll let you know if it comes in.
All right. May good things happen in Germany too, man. May you guys stay free, man. Stay free. You know, stay on the course. Be in your heart and keep on being there. All right? All right. Anybody else here have any questions?
I do. My chain just broke. And I'm wondering if there was anything with that.
All right. Why? Rachel's necklace just broke, right? Her chain broke. That's funny.
Oh.
Yeah. You know why that's funny? That's really funny because I can't even say the metaphysical meaning for that right now because it's just too personal. So Rachel's laughing because instantly she looked at me and she picked up what I got in her own mind, right? So I'm going to ask God for some other metaphysical meanings, okay? All right. All right, so Rachel already knows what that means, the chain breaking. All right, so this is about habits and patterns and ways of the past and things that you need to break, right? Chains breaking, where things no longer serve you, okay? All right, so what about you, Jen? You have anything for today?
Nikki Opera Rachel said, you're breaking free.
Whoa!
And that's what I got too, yeah. You're breaking chains.
All right, yep,
chains.
Breaking free of that energy. Yeah.
No, I think I'm about good for tonight.
Okay, and are we at 9 o'clock?
8:59.
Okay, one last thing that I just want to share with you guys, and it's no accident. I have this amber, right? Amber on me. One of the things about amber is it's an amazing stone, really. I don't even think it's really a stone. However, amber is really fantastic for getting the stuff that's toxic out of you. Just like we talked about lavender oil helping you to release stuff, right? We got Young Living here, lavender oil. This helps you to release. I put a little on my wrists a lot. It helps you relax. It helps you release emotionally. It helps you release stuff from you subconsciously and consciously. But amber will do so too, but you want to be careful with it because it's super, super, super powerful. It gets down to the deepest, darkest shit in your soul, and it helps to release that. So sometimes people put it on, wear it for a day, but take it off. Don't wear it at night when you sleep, but definitely put it on and off, or have a few stones of it in your pocket. It'll help you clear when you're doing clearing work as well. But you'll feel when you need to take it off, because sometimes it can be a really powerful energy that is tough to handle. So remember that. Feel in your heart. Wear it, or put it in your pocket. Carry it and use it when you're doing clearing work as well. So this is one of those cool tools. Again, it's amber. You can see it. I have some on me right now because I'm trying to remove some really heavy stuff. As a Capricorn moon, what happens with earth signs, so more often than not, is they bury. And many of us who have a lot of earth placements or earth aspects will bury our shit in our physical body. In other words, right? So it'll literally make you sick. So the stuff in your subconscious soul that was so super painful and really tough to get rid of, amber will help you release that. And this is why I'm wearing it tonight. I usually use it in my energy sessions in my energy room with the work that I do, right? So this will help you release this and all kinds of stuff that is in your energetic soul, your soul energy, all right? And that is energy that needs to be released in your energetic field everywhere, okay? Energetic field meaning all that is in your soul, really, okay? And that is your soul. So that's a really good tip of guidance where, again, tonight, Earth World tools help and assist us. That's why I wear all the stuff that I do. They're for a personal level as well as to help me with the work that I do. All right. So everything is called in from your soul. Everything. Right. I might just feel like having a cup of tea, and universe will be like, it'll be hibiscus peach tea, right? Which is fantastic for my blood pressure. But on a conscious level, I might not even know that I need to lower my blood pressure, and I'll just feel like a tea because my subconscious soul runs the show and it knows exactly what I need. Right. Yeah. All right, so I hope those tips were great for you. I had a great time with you guys tonight. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. Bring some cool questions next week. If you can, do your astrological research. You know, it doesn't mean you have to like bombard yourself with it. Look up a few placements, right? Because you're going to find it fascinating. Fascinating, okay? All right, thank you guys for coming. I love you all so much. Have a great night. And any questions, do send. You can donate as well to help us keep this going and help support us in our mission vibration. And the more you guys share all over to friends and the world, the better, because all we're really doing is bringing everybody together from love to change and heal the earth, as well as get rid of the toxic in here, right? And in ourselves, and heal ourselves as well, and for the changes in the new earth, right? So there's one more thing. What else? Universe for tonight. Thank you for coming as well, everybody. And anything else that I can think of right now? Clear all that energy out. The changes. Okay, and they just told me to ask you to share. If you can donate, you do. But I tell people, only if you feel in your heart. And if you feel, how do you know what to give or how to give? You ask love what to do. There's no wrong, right? Just feel in your heart, right? And you'll always know what the best thing to do is from love, okay? So thank you guys. Oh, I know what I want to say too. They just brought it back to me. There are replays of this here, all our lives right now on my YouTube, which is Lynn Rene MacDonald, Practical Spirituality on YouTube. You can, if you subscribe, it helps us keep that going. And we're going to do more YouTubes in the future. And we're going to make 2 different YouTube channels. But at this time, all the replays are on there. So if you didn't see the whole show tonight and you want to share it with somebody, tell them about our YouTube lives or live Practical Spirituality Live so that they can watch it, because it's really cool. There's stuff for everybody here at whatever level of God or love that you're at, and as well as Earth World tools to help you get through anything and everything. And also bring any problems you have, right? What I do is I help people find jobs, so you don't have to get the shot if you choose not to. You don't have to do something if you choose not to. If you have the tools to change everything and create your greatest life, which is what I teach and I help people with, so you can make your dreams happen, whatever they are. Whether it's a business, a job, a career, a family, or you're having challenges with personal relationships, or the government, or laws and rules in Earth World, right? So anything and everything that you need guidance or assistance with, we'll bring you the solutions for. Just ask and you shall receive. You can do this work yourself, but you can also bring it here or bring it to us, because this is what we do. We help people live their greatest lives, because you can't do it without love. That's how it works, right? You can, right? But you're not going to be the greatest you and the healthiest space of love that you could ever be from love, and have infinite in the healthiest, best way for you without it, without love, right? Okay, so thank you guys. We'll see you next week. All right, Ray, you got this? Ray's behind,